All hail to the Dark Prince SIGVALD, baby, and welcome to episode 1 of our legendary Chaos campaign. So this is going to be the start of a new style of campaign here on the channel where we focus very heavily on editing the campaign, cutting out boring battles, boring siege battles, and things that really aren't pertinent to the main narrative and focus of the campaign. So if you guys enjoy the new format, please do give me some feedback after the video is over. If there's things you think I should keep, things I should cut, again, I really would appreciate all that sort of feedback. So SIGVALD is going to be our chosen champion for this series. And let's go ahead and take a look at what he brings to the table. So for his faction effects, diplomatic relations with Norska plus 20, that's not the most efficient. Now, when you compare him to like Kolek and Archeon, yeah, he's not going to be as powerful of a character, but he does start with some really good stuff. Starting with the Hell Cannon is a huge game-changing piece. Hell Cannons are really, really strong in campaign. Certainly not bad in multiplayer, but in campaign they really shine for sure. He starts with Chosen, with shields, and Chosen with halberds. So certainly some very powerful starting units. He gets leadership when fighting men, which is okay. It's not going to be like a game-breaking thing like, wow, big upkeep reduction or something like that, but it's really not terrible either. He also gets armor for lords and embedded heroes, recruit rank for marauders. Horde growth is actually really good for Chaos, but the marauder stuff, the recruit rank for them, plus the upkeep for marauders is only really pertinent in the very, very early game. But nonetheless, guys, we are going to be on legendary difficulty, and we're going to be on very hard battle difficulty, as that is the hardest one available. So there you have it, my friends. Without further ado, let us jump in and conquer the old world in the most fabulous style we possibly can with Prince SIGVALD. And now, my friends, the Dark Prince of SLAANESH arrives to the old world. So let's go ahead and take a look at our objectives and how we're going to play this campaign. So down in the bottom left here, we have the short campaign victory to destroy the Reikland and Corone. And we're also going to be going for the 50 settlements. So that's really going to be our focal point this campaign. We are going to take our time moving to the south as we are in legendary difficulty. And if you get caught in a bad situation, it's really easy to do. With the new improvements the Empire's gotten, it can certainly get very scary very quick. So we're probably going to farm the north for quite some time until we have a couple stacks, and then we'll move south. Perhaps SIGVALD, perhaps Kolek, Archeon, we'll see who comes first, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and begin here. Firstly, we're going to move up to the camp, subjugate our first Norscan tribe. And we have this building here. Oftentimes it's a little bit better just to delete this building. I can recruit a couple extra marauders for buffering, but again, I know money is going to be really tight, so we're going to move while keeping 25% movement here. And that'll allow us to also go into the encamp stance and upgrade our main settlement. So we're going to destroy this in the first turn, and we're going to go ahead and get the tribal gathering. This will lower our upkeep and also give us additional horde growth, which is certainly quite strong. And now, how much money do we have left? 3,400 to go ahead and get this, which again gives us more horde growth and allows us to start getting some basic stuff. So it's a lot of expenditure in the first turn, but we're also not going to be doing too much in terms of, we don't need a lot. We have Chosen, we have a Hell Cannon, we have some Hounds. We're going to be able to easily deal with a lot of these Norscan armies right out of the gates. Now, we haven't discovered, I believe, anyone quite yet. We do have some Skaven nearby and some tribes. The Red Eye, we can try and take a non-aggression pact with if we want to. If you don't want it, that is fine. So that's going to be the first turn. All right, the prince is back. Let's go ahead and take a look. The Path of Ruination is done, so we get the horde growth. And if we look at our horde growth with SIGVALD, get a little bit of a bonus here due to the characters, so you get +3 there, which is certainly quite nice. So we have some options to build the Chaos Warrior tech relatively soon. It is going to cost 750. So firstly, we should probably just conquer this and subjugate them to kind of get the party started. And then from there, we can move forward and get our technology. So let's go ahead and move up and take out this Chaos faction. And the mighty Kislevites await us. That should be quite a bit of fun. This one will be very, very easy, so we will auto-resolve this. Take a little bit of damage. Obviously, I could fight it, be slightly more optimal in terms of taking less damage here and there, but for the sake of that battle, I think it's okay. We'll have some time to recuperate while we build up our Chaos tech. So SIGVALD has leveled up. SIGVALD is going to start with Route Marcher. If you're playing a Chaos campaign, the best thing to get right away is Tribes of Chaos. You get +5 to your horde growth. Unholy Resilience is extremely good, and also we do want Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike, without that, Chaos campaigns can become very difficult because Chaos does not have an ambush stance. Up here, we do have Egomaniac Isle? Maniac Isle? I don't know, that's a weird word. I don't know, try saying that one 5 times fast. But yeah, it kind of sucks because it penalizes your other Chaos Lords and Sorcerers. However, if we do get like Archeon and Kolek, I do not believe it affects them, but we'll find out if it does. It's got some good stuff. Armor and melee defense for your army, upkeep reduction here, and he does also have the Unworthy to give him the terror at the end of the tree. So very, very good stuff. SIGVALD is good to go. We're going to go in encamp stance now. We're going to go and build our new building here to get the Chaos Warrior tech immediately because Chaos Warriors are actually one of the better units on the roster, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get this, and we will go to our tech tree, and we will go with the raising of settlements because the other ones from Marauders really just aren't worth it, in my opinion. All right, guys, and now it's time to move north. So certainly going to go for the Frozen Landing. I don't want to go out into Kislev quite yet. We'll get out there eventually. What my kind of general plan is to come down here and raid Kislev, like destroy the weaker bases on the periphery, fall back to the north, go after the dwarves, go after some of the other Norscan kingdoms. I think as a matter of fact, I might go take out Throg. I feel like his faction will be pretty easy for what I have with SIGVALD, so we'll see how that goes. But again, we'll play it by ear and see what happens. So next we're going to go ahead and move up, but while keeping 25% movement here, which should be fine. We do want to be able to reach the frozen landing soon before they can muster too many forces. So if we go right here, let's go check it out. Again, got to be a little bit careful with what I can see. I can always fall back here. So let's go ahead and recruit some troops. So the Chaos Warriors have an upkeep of 180. If I do that, it's going to put me in a bit of a tight situation. So I think we'll just get one Chaos Warrior for now. Granted, I think with the Chosen and the Hounds and some of those other units, that battle probably won't even be that hard up here. So yeah, army upkeep. We have the background, total income here. And obviously on this difficulty too, or just in campaign in general, you can demand payments from your various vassals. So we get a demand a payment here, see if we can get it. And it really can add up. So we're going to go ahead and do this and see if they'll give it to us. And they do. Very good. So we can try that every now and then. It works with the Skaven as well. And I believe we've discovered Help It now. Not quite. So we can't actually chat with them at this moment. But Help It is another decent ally because they do, you know, if you get them as a military ally or things like that, you can kind of send them to do your dirty work. So part of me wants to move up a little bit further while staying with 25% of our movement to make sure we can still do our thing. Because I do want to hit that next turn. So we're going to go into the encamp stance and recruit there. I don't know if I want to spend on the second Chaos Warrior. I think that'll be okay for now. Let's go ahead and pass and see what happens. All right, my friends, and now we're back with a battle. Certainly going to be quite the Royal Rumble, but the thing I do have going for me is the fact that pretty much their entire army are spearmen. They do have some Famir, which are going to be pretty good. So what we'll probably try and do is get the Famir on the halberds or use our missile horsemen to really pound those guys. But it's going to be a tough fight. So they did actually surge forward from their keep while I was recruiting, which is okay. I could fall back, of course. Then they'd fall back and it'd just be kind of cat and mouse. But I'm pretty sure if I just take out our boy Olaf here, we should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and load into this fight and see what happens. And here we are. Let's go ahead and set up our army. So this one we're going to have to, I mean, we could win it in a straight up fight for sure, just because of the Chosen most likely. But I want to play it a little bit safer. SIGVALD is actually pretty good at dueling enemy lords too, and we do have a potion of foolhardiness to give him a charge bonus, which is quite fun. So let's go ahead and set up our main formation. Going to have the Marauders on the weak side, and basically the halberds will be sitting in the back, and they're just going to be looking for the Famir. When the Famir come into play, they're just going to kind of rotate and screen and go that direction. We'll get SIGVALD there as well. Hell Cannon can be back here, and it's a pretty good angle for the most part. Horsemen, though, this is going to be one of the more important aspects of this battle. To minimize our losses, we're actually going to be using the Horsemen and the Hounds to run interference and try and pull things away from the main battle line. So let's go ahead and get them here. And the spawn can obviously be in the main formation as well with Prince SIGVALD. With Kolek, this would certainly be a little bit easier because him and the Dragon Ogres can really bully those Famir early on, but it should be okay. So again, we're going to use and maximize the value out of the Hell Cannon. So let's go ahead and get it shooting when we can. What do we want to shoot at? Some Marauder Spearmen are going to be more than choice targets. Hounds, let's get you guys going here. The Hounds aren't necessarily going to be attacking anything, but rather the Hounds are going to be used to, oh, they actually have some great weapons here. Great weapons would be a really, really good target. So we just want to kind of keep them interested in the Hounds, just kind of like run up next to the side of the formation, get the Hounds back here to kind of halt their advance a little bit. So a little bit of close call there, but we're going to go after the great weapons. Great weapons are by far the best choice of what to hit. And you can see we're getting some damage on some of the Spearmen here. Great weapons have no shields and they're very, very squishy themselves. So let's pull in the Hounds to try and keep some interest if we can. And how are the Horsemen doing? Horsemen doing good, getting some damage on the great weapons. Hopefully no friendly fire from the Hell Cannon. So now we're going to keep switching on to like the higher, more densely packed units. We'll get these guys back here, and just kind of keep trying to pull them away from the main battle lines here. Very good. So the great weapons are getting poked down. Hell Cannon's still going. We could rotate our army away, but we do have to defend the Hell Cannon, so we can't get too busy with that. So we're going to run back here, attack the Marauders for just a quick second. And what do we want to hit? I guess we could just slap the base on the Famir. And we're going to switch the Hell Cannon every couple shots, although it didn't make the best contact with its actual target. So we're going to attack with them, with the Hounds for just a moment, and we're just doing that to try and pull them away. Very good. Let's kind of keep going after the Famir here if we can. We haven't been able to really break anything with the Hell Cannon quite yet, but the damage is adding up, and you can see that these Spearmen and different units here are certainly getting poked a little bit. So the Halberds, let's go ahead and get them and rotate over here. Very good. Pull over here. Hounds come over here. Hounds come over here. So at this point, the Hound tethering is working okay. We're not doing the best job at it, but it's all right. And we'll get these guys going in, pull these Chaos Warriors back, and now the mainline fighting should be underway soon. The Hound tethering, there we go. We're getting a little bit more value with that. Let's pull you guys back. We got the Halberds on the appropriate target, and now we can go ahead and engage while using the Hell Cannon to shoot the guys that are a little bit further back here. Very good. So in the frontline fight, we're going to send in Siggy and the Spawn. They should be able to do their thing here. And we have some Marauders on the flanks who can go ahead and pull in more of a defensive posture. And Hell Cannon, yeah, just still dropping the base. We'll use the Hounds to rear charge in and try and break the leadership of these units. SIGVALD does not have standard die yet, so we're going to kind of play that game a little bit more carefully. It's pulling back for a quick moment. And the Marauders are now engaged. Good. So the Chosen are on the right target. You can see that the Famir are getting wrecked. And we managed to pull away like a good half their army. And the Hounds rear charging into the back is more of a leadership break. We're also going to pull these guys around. And SIGVALD, we want him on Olmar. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Olmar? Olaf. So friggin' Olaf. Gotta get that wrong. So the Hounds can start chasing the units at route to make sure they don't come back. To get the Marauders up and around the back of that position. And the Famir are completely broken. So now we can get these guys, and we do want to kill the Famir because this army may fall back and we might not be able to catch them exactly where we want them. So finishing off the elite units before they can replenish is going to be super important. So SIGVALD is a really good duelist in terms of like early game campaign. Obviously he's going to be able to slap the base on some of these different troops. Hell Cannon, let's switch to the units that are further off. Pull these Hounds back in and use them just to rear charge into these various formations, which should be good. So now we're going to pull the Chosen back. We're going to replace them with the Chaos Warriors to make sure that the Chaos Warriors can do their magic. SIGVALD is winning the duel, no surprise. The mighty charge bonus from the Potion of Foolhardiness certainly doing well. Yeah, we have a good fight here. Everything's gone pretty much the code. Famir are getting chased. Some of our Houndos, we got a little bit sloppy with those, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and slam into the back of these, and these Hounds can come around the back and basically just take a bit of a cat nap. We'll shoot the Hell Cannon into the blob here, use the different buffs. SIGVALD has absolutely manhandled this Lord, which is outstanding. We've taken a bit of damage, but nothing to write home about. We do also have some Chosen in reserve. We don't want to finish off the Lord. We want to just like hit him pretty hard. So yeah, did we get the Famir yet? No, they're still there. Okay. So the Lord is very beat up. So now at this point, if we do take him out, the reason why you don't want to is because if we, let him live, or if we take him out, then they get a full health Lord. Now, taking out like legendary Lords in certain situations is really good because it obviously takes away a lot of stopping power from their faction. If the Lord has a lot of good traits or different things like that, it can be more important, but in general, you don't want to do it. All right, so the Horsemen are here. Let's go ahead and start throwing some sticks at the great weapons here. We'll chase off those Marauders to the best of our abilities. And good, so they're all finished. The Hounds can just kind of feast on the back of these spears. And you notice how we're just kind of chipping away on the edge of the formation. And our Marauders did take a pounding here, but after this, we should be able to move up, take the settlement, and recruit a lot more Chaos Warriors with great weapons. And this is going to be a chase. So we're going to go ahead and chase these guys down. Make sure to polish them off to the best of our abilities. Let's get the Horsemen chasing here. And other units that we have that are pretty quick, we'll chase here and we'll chase here. And after the chase is done, guys, we'll be back. And we'll see you in the post-battle screen. All right, guys, and now we're back in business. We were able to chase down a pretty massive portion of that army. You can see pretty much the only thing that survived was the Lord, a couple Spearmen. The Famir were completely wiped, which is really, really substantial. So certainly not a bad performance from the mighty Hell Cannon. As far as our tech tree goes for this campaign, we probably will be going for elite infantry, and then from there just spamming hell cannons. With Kolek, getting Dragon Ogres and Dragon Ogre Shaggoth Doom stacks are very strong, but for Siggy, he doesn't have the upkeep production for Dragon Ogres, so I think it's a little bit better to go for the elite infantry. So we'll go ahead and take the favor for sure. It's pretty hard to come by that here in this campaign. Very good, so he's forced back. We should be able to go finish him off with a very easy auto-resolve, and SIGVALD has leveled up, and we also got the Gleaming Pennant. Not the best item in the world, but certainly not useless. So let's go ahead and get SIGVALD. Tribes of Chaos is going to be our go-to. We're going to move up. The Frozen Landing is, has a Garrison of Swords with Marauder Champions, which we should be able to easily auto-resolve on. So we'll move up. We'll take you out. And we'll just auto-resolve this because this is going to be an absolute squash of a battle. So let's do that. Took no damage there. We forgot to put the Pennant, which gives leadership. Yeah, we'll put it on probably like some Warhounds or something to keep them busy. Favor, casualty replan of 5%. We'll take the favor. It's not much, but it's still something. Ooh, that's really, really good. That's an amazing item for campaign. So we actually, and multiplayer when it used to exist. So we're going to get the Potion of Toughness, put it on Siggy. That gives him healing, and it's just really, really good. Tribes of Chaos. And now we go to the Frozen Landing to conquer this bad boy. So let's move up. This should be a pretty easy auto-resolve. It's a fair auto-resolve. I think we'll just do it. Hopefully, man, we could lose like some Hounds or something, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to auto-resolve that. Yeah, we didn't lose anything outright. Very good. So we've conquered our first Chaos faction. We're going to loot and raise the hell out of that. And then from there, our faction ally can come over and take this. So suddenly we're not, financially speaking, in dire straits. We can go to Siggy, we can level him up, get the Tribes of Chaos, and this is where the growth factor really becomes pretty substantial. We, of course, can't do anything this turn, but if we look at the tech tree, we're going to go as quickly as we can to level up our main settlement, which we do have the surplus for soon. No, we actually don't, but it'll be very quick. And we're going to go ahead and get the Ruinous Altar, because that gives you Exalted Heroes, which, have some cool abilities. And it's just nice to have those heroic units that can level up and get on Manticores and different tools like that, and you can become very, very strong for sure. All right, so Siggy's ready to party. Let's go ahead and just hang out, and we'll see you guys in the next turn. All right, now we have to decide where we want to go. We can go after the dwarves here. That's a pretty easy settlement to take initially. However, I really would like to go and take Kislev because I like there to be a bit of a timing. When I want to attack the dwarves, I like to have a lot of great weapons, and that is at the next tier basically, which we can afford. It's just a matter of waiting for the horde growth, which we're a little bit short on, unfortunately, but we can go and recruit some Chaos Warriors. We'll combine these Marauders for now to save some money. The Hounds we'll keep in 2 separate groups simply because I'd like to have 2 units of the Hounds. So I think we might strike out, attack Volksgrad here. Yeah, just hammer that. That'll give us Discovery of Hell Pit, most likely. And then from there, we can go after the Dawi. We can kind of circle back. And once we have the great weapons, the dwarves become very, very easy. But until then, like fighting with Chaos Marauders, the Hell Cannon does give you some teeth there. I mean, I guess we could go over here as well, recruit, take this settlement. But I don't know what other dwarven armies lurk in the shadows. So we're going to go over this direction and hit Volksgrad. Then we'll pull back to the north. We'll also go ahead and get our ally who's mustering his forces. Tell him to come join us, perhaps. We're going to recruit some Chaos Warriors. Very good. So we got 2 Chaos Warriors in the books. Those guys will be joining our ranks. And do we want to do a war coordination target? I could have him go and get this city. I wish I could tell him to actually go capture that city. I think that'd be really useful. We do also have the option to go the Lure of Dark Promises, which I think we'll do. It gives you horde growth +2, although we're... Oh, okay, we got to finish that. So we'll finish the Rituals of Corruption. Then we'll do the Lure of Dark Promises. And we should be okay from there. Yeah, good stuff. All right, guys, that's it. All right, guys, and now we move on down to Kislev. So we want to move while maintaining our 25% movement. Because again, there could be like a Doomstack here for all we know. It's been a long time since I played a Chaos campaign, so I'm just going to be extra careful here. And we'll recruit a couple more Chaos Warriors. I think it's pushing it. It's pushing the tempo a little bit. Upkeep on those standard troops is only 20 on the Marauders. SIGVALD, of course, has huge reduction there. Do we need these? I don't know if we do. We're actually just going to stay as we are for now. I think that's okay. We can go into raiding stance, which will reduce our upkeep, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's see. Income 158. Public order in the raided province, immune to attrition. For some reason, I could have sworn it actually gets rid of the, yeah, an immune to attrition excludes horde infighting. So we'll go into raid stance here, just to get a little bit of dough. And then we'll attack this next turn. And the great raid will begin. I can call down my allies if we want to push a little bit further. But I think I'm okay for now. He'll come down on his own accord. And we'll conquer Kislev eventually. So it looks like we were indeed issued a quest to raid the city up here, the Dwarven city, which we will be doing. We're going to take Volksgrad, and then from there we'll go back up to the north. And now we're going to do the Lure of Dark Promises. It is 5,000 gold. You don't want to go too crazy with this. I probably won't push Unholy Communion that quickly. But nonetheless, getting that horde growth and casualty replan is actually really, really nice. So we're going to move down first. We are in raiding stance. Got to make sure to switch that back to normal stance. And let's go ahead and see what's cracking. So we're going to see if there's any armies nearby. We should be able to just pound this and then, get away relatively safely. So we're just going to auto-resolve this battle because, again, it should be relatively one-sided. And it took a surprising amount of damage. Actually lost our Warhounds, but that's not a big deal. We still have our Horsemen, and from there we can just, replace them with Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons and things like that. So it has been taken. We will certainly loot and raise that. Man, that is some pretty good dough. And now SIGVALD shall head to the north. The Prince, he calls. And let's go ahead and get the Tribes of Chaos is all finished. Ruination's okay for the Siege holdout. Granted, we'll be taking most sieges pretty quick. So despoilers from raiding, server dies recruitment cost, which I guess is something that's pretty much always useful. And we do want to get Unholy Resilience in those different characteristics. So let's do this. And from here, not much else to do this turn. We're going to be taking a very conservative approach by moving up to the north into the wastes and just starting to push the dwarves. And do we have access to Helpa yet? No, we do not quite have them discovered. But from here, basically the next couple turns, we're just going to be moving and upgrading our settlement and our tier and all that sort of good stuff, which is going to get pretty out of control here in just a moment. So we'll see how it goes. So the turn begins with quite a question. The eye opens. Do we want Khorne or do we want Tzeentch? Probably Khorne because, again, we don't really have any heroes to do action, so we're going to take Khorne. It's only for 6 turns, which may be enough for us to get to the dwarves before things get out of control. So we want to move our 25% while keeping enough to go into the stance to upgrade. So we're going to move up here, and we'll head on over to the Frozen Landing. Chaos Corruption is now spreading down in these lands. And let's go ahead and encamp here. That'll give us the replenishment we're looking for. We'll upgrade this. And that's pretty much it. I don't think there's too much more to do. Our replenishment is quite sweet. Now, we can get some more Chaos Warriors with shields. However, I'm saving that money and that kind of slot in my roster to get some of the great weapons. So I think that's really going to be our priority. Now, down here, we do have some upgrades. We can do Warhounds. Raising Settlements will probably be the only one here that is pertinent. Because, again, this stuff's all for Marauders and like Warhounds and things we don't really care about. So we're just going to ignore those for now and see what happens. So it does look like the dwarves up at the Frozen Landing did come down there, which is actually quite nice. It gives us a free settlement to kind of hit. There won't be too much probably economy there, but that's okay. So we're going to move up, obviously continue our quest of upgrading as we do move. So we're not going to take a full move, just going to scout a little bit in case there's like, you never know. Yeah, there's an army there. We got Thorgard, which I'm not concerned. It looks like he's taking attrition. If he does come down, there could be a second army, which again would just force me back, which I think I'd be okay. So we're going to move back just a little bit, just to be a little bit more careful here. And we're going to go into encamp stance. And now we want to upgrade. So we're definitely going to upgrade this. It's not too expensive. 1,500 is not too much, considering we're about to get some dough here. And for additional recruitment, again, just going to be waiting for the goodies. And yeah, hopefully those Chaos Warriors with great weapons will come soon. Hell Cannon is going to be a hard counter against a lot of dwarf stuff, so I think that will carry us into the sunset pretty well. All right, so we actually have 4 turns remaining of Corn, which gives us a little bit of an option there. He is recruiting. The Frozen Landings garrison is probably non-existent, actually. So I would like to sit and recruit for a turn. I definitely would. But again, I think taking out that character is going to be really, really nice. I think that's something I definitely want to do. So we're going to move up there, take that Dwarven army out real quick. It doesn't look like there's any reinforcements nearby. It's just an 11 stack. So we're going to go ahead and move in and just get the city, basically. And then we can kind of sit and recruit before we head up to these other settlements here. So this actually is a fight that we should fight. Auto-resolve, we probably still would win it. But in this case, I think just going in and going fisticuffs and actually fighting the battle would be good. We'll give leadership to, Chaos Warriors aren't going to break. We'll give it to the Marauders because, they're going to be the first ones to break. So giving them a little bit of leadership certainly doesn't hurt. So yeah, guys, we'll see you in the battle. So they do have a grudge thrower in their army, which is something we do have to consider. The Hell Cannon really will pound the Dwarven troops pretty hard. We don't have any great weapons really, so it's going to be very much a grind. If we can get SIGVALD to duel the enemy lord and really just get value there, we'll also put the Chosen on the flanks so they don't take the brunt of the charge. And hopefully by putting them a little bit further back, they also won't be the target of the grudge thrower. So I'm hoping the Dwarves won't go after that. Let's go ahead and get the Hell Cannon in 3. We don't need to protect it. Obviously, we're not playing against the players, so they're not going to be flanking us too much. Now let's go ahead and get this party started. So the Dwarven army will be advancing here soon, I'm sure. We don't actually have sight of them on this map, which is interesting. Let's get the Hell Cannon moving up here. We'll go ahead and give it the nice little speed buff, which is very, very easy to forget that it actually has something that speeds it up. What's its speed right now? Look at that, 24 on an artillery. It's like as fast as, I don't know, Helm Gorst. So miners, Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. Great weapons are a priority target for sure, but so are the Dwarven Thunders. Those guys are going to be a pain for certain. So I could sit and trade, but the Grudge Thrower is going to be able to do some damage to us, and it looks like they are going after the Chosen, which is unfortunate. So let's actually pull them back. I don't want my Chosen to get hammered too bad, so we're going to kind of pull them out of the range. Okay, it looks like they're readjusting now. They see the Horseman coming around the flank, and let's go ahead and get the boom. Drop the Kevin James on him. It's a terrible reference, I'm sorry. All right, so Hell Cannon shots should be coming in here in a moment. We'll switch to the Hell Cannons to the Dwarf Warriors in a moment. First shot's coming in. Boom! Nice one right there. Go and switch to the Dwarf Warriors, and yeah, we can just take this fight. It's mostly low-tier troops, and once they do send their troops to the front line, we should be able to come in the back and just feast on their souls. So the AI actually doing a pretty good job targeting the good troops in my army, which I like to see that. I think it's cool. But the Hell Cannons can keep going after the Dwarven Thunders. These guys can come back here. Let's go ahead and get this fighting started. So we're going to go ahead and put you guys here. Get the Spawn helping out in that fight. You guys can go in the center. We'll get Siggy helping, because having him take out the great weapons a little bit faster will be nice. And now we can basically just take this Grudge Thrower pretty well. We might take some Thunder Fire in the back in the process, but I think we'll be okay. So Chaos Warriors in here. Let's get you guys around the side. Get the Chosen up as well. Spawner fighting. It's very much going to be a grind fight, but let's go ahead and just push in here and see if we can really dunk on these guys. We'll keep alternating between those units, sneak those Marauders by as well. And the frontline fighting is underway. SIGVALD could take some damage from this Lord, but he does have the Potion and the Opal Amulet, so we're going to go ahead and pop this as he does get in combat here. And it looks like we did get rid of their artillery, which is certainly very important. So let's go ahead and keep pulling here. Spawn aren't really taking any damage. They kind of suffer from the same problem I do, in that they're lacking armor piercing. But that's okay. That's fine, because our troop quality is a little bit better, obviously. Chaos Warriors are really, really strong. All right, Siggy, how you doing in here? Yeah, his combat stats pretty scary. 76-60 against much lower on the Dwarf Lord. We actually can't check, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and pull in these horsemen here. We don't need to chase anything off, so we're just going to kind of move in and shut down the Thunders, who are obviously causing some problems. And the Hell Cannon can switch into this pocket here. Let's get these guys collapsing on the back of the units, and that should be a-okay. So now it's pretty much just a matter of time before the Dwarf Lord does fall to SIGVALD. Yeah, he's putting up a decent fight for sure. We'll use our Potion of Strength before all is said and done. And now we can pull these guys back and allow the Chosen with great weapons, or not great weapons, but the Chosen with halberds to finish that fight. They're pulling back in. Let's go ahead and pressure in now. The Hell Cannon probably should just move that bad boy up, because it's just friendly fire to a lot of our Chaos Warriors, and I don't want to lose those guys quite so soon. Great, so the Hell Cannon is offline. Hell Cannon, the Thunders, the Grudge Throwers, all the missile pieces in the back. And now we can collapse on this position and really start to finish them off. So we'll do a little bit of fast forwarding as we just are on a cleanup duty here. SIGVALD with the Opal Amulet, pop the potion to heal him up to full. And yeah, because again, that's important. Single entities do have to recover on the map. When it comes to healing, with other units, for example, like if you wanted to heal your Chaos Warriors, their HP on the campaign map is dependent on how many models are left, whereas single entities, it is important to heal them before the battle ends if you do have the capabilities. So that's it, guys. We'll see you back on the campaign map. Decisive victory indeed, as the Dark Prince claims his prize. So let's go ahead and see what we can get here. We got 3,000 gold from that, so we're going to raise it. Obviously, 16 favor is not that great, so we're going to go ahead and raise this here. SIGVALD will level up once again, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Ooh, Trickster's Helm. That's actually a really good item, so let's make sure it's equipped to SIGVALD. And it is. It's going to give him ward save, melee defense, all kinds of good stuff. Well, we get the siege attribute as well. Unholy Resilience is here for the casualty replen rate. It's only for his army, but nonetheless, Chaos is selfish. All about kind of taking care of your own guys here. I think that's good. So again, we're going to move up towards the other Dwarven cities, recruiting Chaos Warriors with great weapons as we do go. And once those bad boys are ready, we're going to be able to conquer them pretty easily, I think. And we do get the trait of the Despoiler. Very good stuff. So the Chaos Warriors with great weapons, if I'm not mistaken, do take a little bit more time to recruit. So it's something we have to be aware of. We can also get an Exalted Hero now, which is going to be very important. So we're going to move up just about here. That should allow us to reach the city, give or take. And yeah, that's going to be okay. So let's go ahead and encamp here, start our recruitment cycle. We'll get the Exalted Hero as well. So let's go ahead and recruit him. But first, yeah, let's decide on what troops we want. So it's going to be one turn for the great weapons, which is really nice. We could actually get 4 of them, which is going to give us a pretty good stopping power here in our army. And is there anything else we want to do? I guess just recruit the hero is pretty much it. So Weapon Master is okay. Strategist gives us campaign movement range. That's actually really good for Chaos. There are some that give attributes to your entire army, but the Strategist, Valmir here, is going to be our boy. Yeah, I mean, even though 5% is a pretty big deal. So we're going to take him, and he can jump in the army here in just a second. Again, they're pretty good for scouting and different things like that. The Great Weapon Legion will be ready, and then from there we can move up and take this city probably relatively easily, but you never know. The dwarves are indeed cunning. Let's see what our dudes are up to. It looks like Volksgrad has been settled, and that's the thing. It's like the Empire Tide is really scary. I've seen Let's Plays from pretty good players actually playing this on like Twitch and things like that, and they'll get taken out by the Order Tide. So I got to really just kind of hide in the north until I have enough kind of critical mass to come down south and karate chop. Is there, obviously trade is not a thing, but I'm seeing if there's anybody who doesn't hate me. The Varg are up here. We can get a peace treaty with them, with Cirtha Ek, which is fine. Eventually he can become our vassal, so let's go ahead and take the peace treaty with Cirtha. We'll try and vassalize him at some point. And yeah, I think that's okay. So that's it for diplomacy. The great Cirtha Ek has made the wisest choice of his life. And now the dwarves are next on our frontier. So if we take a look at what happened in that turn, it looks like the World Walkers, aka Norska, has confederated the Scaling, and the Red Eyes are united against us. Wow. At least I don't have any bases I have to defend. That's certainly one of the nice things about playing Chaos. So let's go ahead and throw this bad boy in here. And now I think we do also, I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, we have 2 slots for them. So that's really nice. Exalted Hero, Infernal Dominance, yes, that's the one I was looking for. So we're going to recruit him as well. His upkeep cost is a little bit pricey. Yeah, that's going to put us kind of on a pressure play here. Granted, we can reach the city now. So let's go to movement stance. I think let's just go ahead and move up, and then we'll recruit him after the fact. Infernal Dominance is really good. It's really good. Yeah, we'll move up, though, and see what kind of money we get so we can evaluate our decision from there. Obviously, the Chaos Warriors have a bit of upkeep, which is fine. SIGVALD does have some things in his tree. So let's go see what kind of army they're rocking here. So SIGVALD's going to make his way downtown. There is a dwarf army here, as well as some decent garrison. So I could go here. Granted, these guys just marched over, so they are in march stance, which means they're tired. It's going to be a hard fight, but okay, so they have some dwarf warriors, some longbeards, quarrelers, and this looks like a dwarf warrior minor stack, based on what I can kind of gauge. So I think coming here right now with my 4 great weapons and my chosen, my hell cannon might be better than waiting. Because what? I can get 2 more troops. My army's going to be a little bit stronger with the 2nd Exalted Hero and the Infernal Dominance, but also Khorne is still active now. Granted, it would be for my next fight as well. We do also have the Winds of Magic, but Winds of Magic will come next. That's probably what our next tech route is going to be. If we take a look here, I'm probably going to get this just to get Wizards, because again, Magic in campaign is obscenely strong, and multiplayer too, but we're going to go this, and then from here we'll level this bad boy up, and I don't know where we'll go from there. We'll kind of make a decision as we progress in the campaign, and depending on SIGVALD's tech tree and all that stuff. But let's go ahead and hit this city. I think it's a little bit of a risky play, but I think their troop quality is pretty poor, and yes, you can see the troop quality is actually rather poor. It still is a fight. The auto-resolve, yeah, it's just because we have the great weapons and everything. I mean, I think this is something that we can go ahead and auto-resolve this bad boy. And whatever happens, happens, guys. Hopefully we don't lose our Chosen and our Hell Cannon. Oh, man, I always get so tense. Okay, we only lost some Marauder, which is the one unit we wanted to get rid of here. I know it's very dangerous to do on Legendary difficulty, and because obviously my army's more beat up now than it actually would have been if I had fought it, most likely. But, you know, again, I want to spare you guys, and, you know, I could have obviously edited it out, but I'm sparing my hand as well. So, leadership here. Let's give it to Chaos Spawn. We'll just give it to some Chaos Warriors with great weapons. That's okay. That's good. Oh, man, that's going to be really, really nice financially. You can see here we're in pretty good shape now, and we should be able to replenish. Another thing you can really do with Chaos is I can like fall back now. For example, I can like fall back this way and then like let them resettle and then take it again just to catch their armies in awkward positions. We did also get the quest objective for finishing that. So we're going to get Lightning Strike here. Very good. Actually, let me make sure there's nothing like super clutch I'm missing. Yeah, Vigor Loss is good. Melee Attack is also quite good. Gathering the Might is good as well. Gives you Horde recruitment capacity, so you can like recruit troops really quick. But let's go ahead and do Lightning Strike for now, and then we can decide what other trees we want to head down. So SIGVALD is level 8. Yeah, the Egomaniac is level 12. And we also level up our Exalted Hero. So for him, training's okay. It's very little experience, but yeah, I guess we'll just put it there. I mean, it's very little, but again, I feel like it could add up over the course of a long campaign. As long as you get it early, I think it's probably okay. And very good. So what we can do now also is, not now, but next turn, we can combine our Chaos Warriors, and we can really just start to recruit pretty crazy. And yeah, the great weapons are just really solid. Keeping a couple shielded ones against like low AP factions is good, but I think we're going to do that. And is there any diplomacy again? I don't think so. I keep like, oh yes, I'm playing Chaos. I don't have any friends. All right, guys, let's do it. Your ally has been attacked. Oh man, look at this. Decline and break alliance. The World Walkers. You know what? I actually feel like beating up our boy Wulfric this campaign, so we shall enter the war on the side of our ally. You know, I was planning on fighting Wulfric anyways, but like having extra foes certainly sucks. But our little vassal tribe down here, you know, I feel a sense of loyalty to them, but man, the World Walkers, they're so far away. I feel like eventually they'll kind of just get over it and we'll be able to have a peace treaty of some sort. Yeah, I mean, they're positive with us, which is the thing. But I also want to keep my little vassal on my side for now. He's pretty helpful at kind of keeping some of the dudes down there at bay. Granted, I probably could just like let them go and then just like, you know, awaken them once again. We'll enter on the side of our ally. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right choice, but I do want to fight Wulfric anyways, and he's so far away. I'd be really surprised if a Doomstat came. I think it'll be something that will just kind of blow over. Although, yeah, I guess Chaos letting go of grudges probably isn't something they do. Chaos seems to be, especially Wulfric, probably will hold it against me. All right, so now we're back in business. Let's do it to it. Using Prince SIGVALD the Magnificent, win 3 battles. Okay, quest issued, Silver Slash. That's pretty doable. The Greenskins are doing their thing. So now we don't want to go for Crack-a-Drac quite yet. I could go back down here and start to really press the Empire, but it looks like our Norskin dudes kind of got that covered. So I could go over here. This is certainly a city that's quite lucrative if I can get my paws on it. So let's move here. Do a little bit of recruitment. That should give me enough movement to kind of get to the main city. Just like this. There's probably another Dwarven Doomstack here, but if I can get to the main city before they're able to get that going. So we'll get the Chaos Warriors here. We are now at our cap. So we'll also combine... We'll just combine these two. We'll combine until we basically have an extra spot. So we don't want the halberds, we want the great weapons. And yeah, that should be good. I'll recruit another Exalted Hero as well. They're just really powerful, and being able to level them up early is quite nice. So the Infernal Dominance guy is going to be our homie. He's here, and we'll keep a troop in the army. We'll disband something next turn, just in case we get attacked, and then we can prosper from there. So if we take a look at the events for the turn, it looks like there's some infighting between the Empire, which is good. Obviously a little bit of a Norsca action as well. And now is our chance to really strike this hard. Obviously the AI does recruit very quickly, so if we can go take Crack-a-Drac while it just has this Lord here, I think that will be incredibly valuable. So let's go ahead, and we also have some upgrades. We can go to the next tier, which means we can get Wizardry. You're a wizard, Harry, but our upkeep's, you know, pretty pricey right now, so we're going to need to push in and really just kind of keep our Conquest very, very aggressive. So we have this 20 stack right now. The Infernal Dominance character, let's go ahead. I don't know if I'll still be able to reach the city once I put him in the army. So we're going to go ahead and continue the siege of this place, and then we can disband a unit and basically throw in our Infernal character. What's his movement range anyways? Let me check this. Yeah, he can reach pretty much everything. He could actually go for a hero action too. I mean, I could assault the units. It's a 50-50 income. Or not income, but likelihood there. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get up here with SIGVALD, and we're going to pressure the city. Should be fine. Good lightning strike, obviously, very fancy stuff. We'll continue the siege. So we were able to catch them before they could basically get their goodies going. Now we can put the Infernal Dominance character in the army. I think we'll cut one of the Chaos Warriors here and get him up into the army as well with SIGVALD. And that'll be nice, because 5 melee attack on all these units is really insane. And now let's go ahead and siege the city. I think it's time to fight. We're certainly not going to auto-resolve this one. So we'll go ahead and see you guys in the battle in just a moment. All right, so Krakadrak has fallen. Let's go ahead and take a look at the loot we get. Should be pretty good. 3,000. Now that'll keep our horde going for a little bit longer. SIGVALD is level 9, which is quite nice. As far as his abilities go, yeah, we have the quest which we're working on. Obviously, going down this tree and getting the red tree probably wouldn't be bad. I'm tempted to get the Gathering Might. Like, I feel like the Ambush Chance and the Dark Apothecary isn't terribly useful. Corruption is like okay. Gathering does give you recruit rank for all units, which as the game does progress will be quite nice. And Horde recruitment capacity, that's like okay. We can recruit 4. We have all the goodies in that tree as well. We could take Favored Son, make him a decent combatant, but he's not like a terribly impactful character on the battlefield. Now, if we look here, Blessed by Chaos helps with warriors and chosen units. So that's pretty nice, actually. Because again, that's something we're going to be really focusing on here. So we're going to go ahead and start heading down the red tree for now. Although Favored Son is pretty good. 12 melee attack is actually substantial. We'll take that. Because again, fighting enemy lords and characters and things like that is something he's going to be doing. So our Exalted Heroes with Infernal Dominance, we'll go ahead and just get them into the combat tree. I could actually make this guy an assassin character as well, but I want him in the army. So maybe the other guy will eventually turn into an assassin character. So that is it for that. Any diplomacy we need to do does not look like it. Although we have some Norskin friends here. You can see we can take non-aggression pacts and things like that. And we'll vassalize a lot of these Norskin tribes, or we can even just take them out and awaken them. I think that's something that we could do. We'll play it by ear. I think Throg Daddy. Oh wow, Throg Daddy did not have a good time. It looks like he's down for the count. All right then, so be it. So we'll take out the dwarves up here, and then we'll decide if we want to kind of poke into the Empire and just kind of get the tip out there and see what's cracking. But let's go ahead and pass turn and see what happens next turn. All right, the turn has passed. Chapter objective successful. 2,000 plus 4,000. Damn, that's good. So we're certainly rolling in the gold right now. Probably going to be leveling up our infrastructure, getting our casters, our wizards, all that sort of good stuff. You're a wizard. You're a wizard, SIGVALD. So let's go ahead and move up here, keeping the 25. It might be faster to go around this way, actually. But I did see the dwarf army over here. So we're going to move this way. And we're going to go and do some upgrades. Yes, there's a mighty dwarven raiding party here. Not too concerned about that. So let's go ahead and upgrade this. And, although getting the wizard tech is probably really nice. Yeah, it's going to take a lot there. So let's get the wizard tech. I think getting a wizard in our army is a little bit more important than although the primary building does lower the upkeep by a lot. And we do have a 20 sack right now. It's going to be a while. Let's go ahead and get the main settlement. The upkeep reduction is really, really nice. And we'll get a wizard soon enough. It's not really going to be a big deal. So that is dealt with. We got the economy going. It'll lower our upkeep, which might put us pretty close. And now I think it's time. It's been a while since we've asked for anything from our dudes down here. So let's go ahead and demand something. We'll demand some payments. It's low. Probably going to be able to get 500 out of them. Okay, let's see if we can get 300. I mean, every little coin matters here. Yeah, okay, they're not having it. Even though we are great trusted friends. You can see the Winter Pyre here certainly likes us. We could vassalize them, but part of me wants to beat these guys up and just kind of like crump them a little bit. Little kind of civil war action up here in the north between all these clans. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and build this, and we'll be back for the next turn. So while I was thinking about taking out Khazid Bord Karag, it looks like the Skaven might have actually taken that bad boy out. Now we can go up to Chosen. I think Chaos Warriors are going to be fine based on our financial circumstances. So we're just going to save up our surplus now, and we should be able to get it pretty quick to the point where we can get the caster tech, which I believe required 4, I think is what I saw. Yeah, 4, and we're at 2 right now, and we're getting 15 around. Plus, if we attack things, it'll be a little bit better. The thing that's really nice about being up here, too, is we can kind of like, if the Empire wants to come mess with us, they're going to have to take a lot of chaos attrition. So we're relatively safe at this point. So I think just moving over and farming the Norskins is going to be better. The Winter Pyre here is a pretty choice target. The Acelings, Conclave, yes. All that sort of good stuff. I mean, we can press over there for sure. Although part of me does want to go and kind of harry the Empire a little bit, like attack some of these northern provinces and see what kind of value I can get there. Granted, you really have to be careful. They have like some really scary doom stacks. And this is just so ripe for the taking. Trusted friends. Oh, that makes me feel bad. They're at war with the Varg. You can take them out. Certainly some good level up fodder. I think we'll do a little bit of a civil war action here in the north. So let's go ahead and move down here. I think this is the right way to go. And we can see if we can awaken them as well. And as far as other lords go, Archaon does unlock. This is something I should probably check right now, just so I can kind of be working towards it. SIGVALD actually has a penalty for Chaos Lords and Sorcerers. So yeah, for him, sacrifice, yeah, so it's captives. And for Kolek, it's Dragon Ogre Gathering Building. Okay, that's pretty easy. So we'll get that at some point. I think we'll go Archaon first, obviously, because that'll be easier. And we'll move on down here. Is there any upgrading I want to do for my main buildings? I don't think so. I mean, we could upgrade this, which does increase the Horde recruitment capacity, which is nice. It's 3,000. And upkeep for Chaos Chosen, upkeep for Chaos Warrior. Okay, that's probably worth doing, actually, just to get another Exalted Hero. So let's go ahead and move over here. You can see there's an army here of some Berserkers, but Berserkers get wrecked by armor, so we should be completely fine. We'll upgrade this. We're not going to recruit the Chosen yet, but it does have a lot of other nice perks that are very useful. So next turn, guys, we will attack the Winter Pyre, and perhaps that will be the end of this episode. We will see. We'll be right back. And it would look like the rats have finally reached out to us. A defensive alliance. You know what? Let's go ahead and do a counter offer. Become my vassal. Okay, so I'm not digging that. So let's go ahead and add a non-aggression pact in, which is fine. And then next turn, I'll actually ask for some treats from the rats. I'll see if they want to donate to SIGVALD's great, fabulous cause. So the Winter Pyre will be our next prey. They are in March Dance, and they have left, which is unfortunate because it would have been nice to catch the army down, but I don't know. I feel like even like with a couple Norscan Doom stacks, we would be pretty good there. Krakadrak has been taken out, so no more dwarf threats here in the mountains. And our upkeep is now 8. You can see the upkeep production from that building. Super nice. The Chaos Warriors are much, much cheaper to kind of keep going now. So we also do have more recruitment for the Exalted Heroes that we can kind of play with. If I'm not mistaken, it should have increased that. Or maybe it didn't. Infernal, yeah, it'd be really nice to stack the Infernal Dominance characters to just get like a million melee attack on all your dudes. Yeah, okay. So Winter Pyre will be next. We'll take this out. Not the richest of folk up here, but we're definitely just going to kind of work our way across this nation and see what we can do. All right. Let's go beat up some Norskins. The time is now. Auto-resolve probably is going to be our game plan here. Not really worth our time. Granted, they do have some mighty trolls, but yeah, it took a little bit of damage, actually. More than I expected. And we can awaken the tribe. So we'll awaken some more tribes, I guess. Oh, man, but that's never mind. We're taking the money. We'll awaken. We can awaken at the next settlement here. So SIGVALD getting some good dough. And we complete that part of our quest. Carry out a successful assassination attempt against one character belonging to Norska. Okay. Oh, and it can be any of these guys. Very good. So that makes it a lot easier. So the favored son, we can do the Aura of Chaos. Certainly not bad. But now we're going to go down the red tree, I think. But let's see. I mean, this is just combat stuff. SIGVALD, like, just getting his unique skills here and there, like these ones, I think will be enough for combat. And the weapon, it's pretty good. Magic attack, recruitment cost for Lord's Army, income from post-battle loot. I mean, it's not an insane campaign item, but it's certainly not bad either. So we're going to definitely get the Blessed by Chaos here. Weapon strength plus melee defense is really good. And aside from the other stuff, I think we'll just go to that Chaos tree until we can get this in a couple levels. Very good. So SIGVALD's done it. This guy is the Infernal Dominance guy's homeboy here. So this guy we can actually start making into a bit of an assassin character, and he can carry out that mission. So we're going to go ahead and detach him from the army next turn, have him complete the next aspect of our campaign. And this guy, the Infernal Dominance character, he's always going to be in the army. So we'll go ahead and just keep kind of decking him out as an absolute beast. So melee attack's really good. I mean, making contact is like the first step, right, in succeeding. We do have the Demon Spew as well. We could cut one unit for Demon Spew. We'll probably cut some Chaos Warriors. So let's go ahead and merge these guys. Get rid of you. And now we can do that next turn. Granted, I should have done that on the next turn. Yeah, unfortunately, I screwed that up a little bit. You should always wait, because now if I get attacked, I'm down one guy, but I don't think it's a big deal. So we'll be back with the next turn in just a moment. Your ally has been attacked. Oh my god, what's going on here? Okay, so it looks like Clan Molder. Why? Why do you do this to us, rats? Oh god, I don't want to be at war with Clan Molder. Although honestly, it's another person I can feast on. My freaking bear people are just causing so many problems. If I decline and break the alliance... You know, Clan Molder might actually just take, like... We have a non-aggression pact. But, like, yeah. Oh, God. That's such an obnoxious kind of conundrum to be put in here. We'll just keep our clan bear people for now. I'm sticking with them thick and thin. They're my first friends to help me out in this campaign. I know that might not be the wisest decision, but I don't know. Maybe it is, though. Like, because the Skaven armies are really weak early. Like, it's just clan rats, which is easy feasting for me. And we do get the ruinous monuments. Very good. So we'll keep moving over this direction. We'll go for the conclave here, which is where we can do the awakening if it's not too lucrative. So let's move our armies up just ever so slightly, kind of see if we can spot any of the Norscan armies. And now we can go ahead and move up to the 25% to make sure we're still in range to upgrade our infrastructure and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and go into encamp. We can recruit no heroes. We're at our capacity. The Demon's View can be recruited, which I think we'll do for sure because they have a really nice aura. Let's recruit those bad boys. Pretty expensive upkeep though. That's the only thing. And we also have the Unholy Communion, which we can do. We have the Ruinous Monuments. Other stuff really isn't great. This gives us more horde growth. 10,000, that'll leave us at a pretty comfortable amount, so I will do this right now. And I think SIGVALD is going to go take the Conclave. That'll probably be a glorious battle indeed. So that is actually going to be the end of this first episode, guys. We'll save this beginning for the next one. We've had some scary situations. Hellpit is now at war with us, which kind of sucks. Oh, but we can get a peace treaty right away. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Very good. So now we're at peace with them, which is awesome. So pretty much, we kept our vassal while also maintaining peace with them. So we shouldn't have to worry about that. So guys, any feedback is appreciated. I've been having a really good time in this campaign. Obviously, you haven't seen the true kind of pain that you can endure in this campaign by going to the south and fighting the Empire right away. And for anyone who wants to play a Chaos campaign in general, that's a big mistake. If you just go south and start pushing the Empire, if you're on a very hard or legendary, you're going to get pushed back and dunked on really hard. They'll come with like doom stacks of like 3 or 4, just filled with like Chevron state troops and generally overwhelm you. So what I would recommend and what you've seen in this campaign is just kind of working the north a little bit, beat up some of the Norscan tribes. And once you have like 2 good hordes, Sigvald plus another one, which will probably be Archeon or maybe even another character we'll see, that's when you want to push south. So we have some other options. The Silver Slash here, we just have to carry out some sort of a treachery using our character Valmir, who will be running up here at the start of the next episode, ready to go. So we're just going to make a couple more movements before all is said and done because it only saves basically at the capstone of your turns and things like that. So he's going to go ahead and head on up here. Go see what we can find. He is our assassin character. And it looks like we do have a wizard we can go after, which is quite nice. So we're going to go ahead and end the turn here just to kind of trigger the save. And at the beginning of the next turn, guys, we'll be back with that episode. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy, please provide any feedback, things you'd like, things you don't like. And we'll continue on with this glorious Dark Prince campaign, as I'm very excited to see the challenge that the Empire can present. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great day.